Weakened by the One Ring's power, at last Frodo claims it for himself, and the very foundations of Middle-earth are shaken. The Dark Lord desperately hopes for his very body to be restored to him, but to stride forth upon Middle-earth once more, Sauron requires Frodo's ring, and for this he will gladly pay any price. At the Dark Lord's command, his Nazgûl now hasten to Mount Doom, all other thoughts banished from their minds. They obey but a single deadly aim: to slay Frodo and gain the ring, now that it lies within Sauron's grasp. Many orc garrisons boldly dare to covet the ring for themselves, rising up in riot and civil war, and marching upon Mount Doom. But the onrushing Nazgûl shall tolerate no delay, and will slay any dark servant who dares block their path. Caring not at all the cost, the Dark Lord's servants have regained for him the One Ring. Sensing that the tide has turned, the free people of Middle-earth must now retreat and prepare to defend their realms. The power of Sauron is restored, and few who still survive this war dare hope to oppose it. But the Dark Lord's pride remains stung by Gondor's recent victories, and he intends to extract full retribution. With new and vast powers, Sauron now resurrects his fallen chattel. He calls again to life many of his darkest heroes and champions to slay once more in his name. Crossing the River Anduin under a blanket of darkness, an orc scouting force begins Sauron's renewed assault upon our world. The orc onslaught will be launched at midnight, striking like a dagger at the heart of Osgiliath. The most deadly blow shall be struck by an elite horde, lying in wait upon the far shore. Their siege machines are poised to rain fire down upon the hated rangers. The orcs await signals from hidden scouts to identify their targets, for those dark hearts wish greatly to see Osgiliath burn. The Dark Lord must be pleased, for a ruined city has once more been ground beneath the boot of the orc. Faramir and all of his men are shown no mercy, nor did they expect to receive it. And for Sauron's hordes, the road is again laid open into the heartland of Gondor. Now, within the camps of Mordor, the Dark Lord calls forth fresh legions. For this time he shall utterly crush those who dare stand against him. Minas Tirith is breached. The gates are shattered and the lower walls of the city are overrun. The men of Gondor attempt a valiant defense, but Sauron's hordes have taken full measure of this frail city, and they will not be denied. The guards of the citadel shall defend their city to the last man, and it may soon come to that. They all fear the end draws near, for the darkness is nearly complete. Upon every level, Minas Tirith is burning. The gates lie shattered and the lower circles of the city are overrun. From the hallows where dead kings of Gondor watch in horror, to the white tree that burns, all is now in ruin. Orcs now hold banquet in the white tower of Ecthelion, and desecrate both king and commoner alike. Thus passes Minas Tirith, the White City, and with it the best hope for the world of men. The war must go on, but we have been grievously harmed. Upon their relentless march, the armies of Mordor must now pass through the mines of Moria. It is here that Gimli has chosen to make his final stand, but he and the other survivors have had no time to prepare their defenses. And Moria yet remains a dark and dangerous realm for all who dare enter its gates. It is feared that Sauron holds knowledge of Moria's darkest secrets, and has charged his force with a terrible ritual. For the sake of the dwarf and his followers, we must hope the Dark Lord's power cannot yet call into this world a Balrog of Morgoth. The flame of Udun has been unleashed again upon the world of Middle-earth, and like his kin, the dwarf Gimli and all who dared follow him into the darkness have been slain by this creature. Moria now remains forever a place of evil that none dare enter. And now his Nazgul venture forth once more to search out the Dark Lord's final victims. The armies of the West have been forced to make their final stand upon the ruins of Weathertop. Here, in ages past, the Witch King led his great host in terrible victory. And here the northern armies of men were crushed, the tower of Amon-Sul reduced to ruin. Now the broken stones of this place shall bear witness to a last desperate struggle, for there can no longer be any retreat from the onrushing forces of darkness. Aragorn, descendant of Isildur and king of all the free peoples, was at last vanquished. Our last and greatest hope for victory was in the end thrown down by the same barbaric creatures who killed his father years before. Now the ranks of the Dark Lord swell as a rising tide of malice and hatred, and all shall be overwhelmed by that great black wave. Rivendell has become an island, storms raging upon all sides. The last elves of Middle-earth have gathered with me here to make our final stand. Should the elves of Rivendell fail to halt Sauron's onrushing tide, little will remain to resist the smothering darkness. We must sacrifice our immortality here, in service of all that yet survives in Middle-earth. My people could not defeat the Orc horde. Only a handful survived to carry on the fight. I was one of those unfortunate few. Only the kindest and most pure of Middle-earth's inhabitants still remain. And now the shadow of the Dark Lord prepares to fall upon them as well. At last the Dark Lord's iron fist encircles the innocents of the Shire. There will be no escape for the hobbits from the war that now enters their quiet borders. The last free men might attempt to aid them, but all must face an overwhelming enemy. Warg riders and great war beasts mass for the attack, and none left alive can withstand their power. Perhaps at last the Dark Lord himself shall come forth to gloat in his triumph. Perhaps then, with Gandalf, we might sell our own lives most dearly. In desperation, Treebeard leads the final march of the Ents. With their aid, and with many halfling archers, perhaps the Shire can resist for a brief while. History is no more for this happy race. Their hobbit holes are now tombs, their party trees kindling, and those who survive are now enslaved by the Dark Lord Sauron. Treebeard was in the end no match for the fury of the Orcs. He now serves as a bonfire, into which halfling bodies are thrown. Even the great wizard Gandalf could not stand before the Dark Lord. He has fallen and cannot be restored. His purpose here has ended. Those who did not fight in this war shall now become the final victims. Their homes shall be burnt, and the future of their children shall be sacrificed upon Sauron's cruel altar. Death and ruin are all that shall remain, for the Dark Lord's cruelty will know no limits, and in the end all shall be destroyed. For now the darkness has covered all living things, and it has claimed us all.